Ladies and gentlemen, the stock market now are breaking record high after record high after record high across the world. But I think it is time that we also realize that the stock market across the world are climbing up a wall of worries and concern. So as a contrarian investor, I get a little bit concerned, and let me voice to you my concern. And the best advice is given at the end of the video. Let's watch on, shall we? So the title of my talk today is The Global Stock Market is Climbing a Wall of Worries. And this is to reflect the record high breaking, highly risky stock market across the world. And this is where I just want to issue warnings to everybody. First of all, across the world right now, we are seeing record highs. The S&P 500 has broke all-time high yesterday night, and is set to possibly break all-time high by end of the week again. The Europe stock market are all breaking record high. In particular, the Germany DAX is breaking all-time high. The Japanese market is breaking all-time high. The Korean market is breaking all-time high. The STI, Straits Time Index, the Super Terrible Index, is also breaking all-time high. And the Malaysian KLSE, while it's not breaking all-time high, has hit a 6-year high. So clearly, this is not a local rally. This is a global momentum, global phenomena. Everybody is getting really very excited about stock market across the world. So is this sustainable, guys? Why are markets so high? Everybody should ask ourselves. Well, there is global capital flow right now into the stock market. We have predicted this that because the money market funds are getting lesser and lesser return, $6 trillion right now. As the interest rate goes down, the money market fund return goes down. All of them are flowing into equities, and that's why this pushed the whole stock market across the world up. And we are expecting the interest rate to go even lower as Donald Trump now exhibits some ridiculousness in terms of arm twisting Jerome Powell to reduce interest rate and sending a signal down to the Federal Reserve Open Market Committee, align with him, or else you will get tekan. So the whole global market is expecting interest rate to go on further down, and that's very positive for stock market. There's institutional FOMO, and a lot of the investors across the world, whether corporate, institution, or individual, they're all scared. And of course, the most important thing, there's a massive AI boom right now in a massive scale. And there's so much money now pouring into CAPEX and OPEX of artificial intelligence initiatives across the world, from data centers to power to software to automation to everything. So this stock market is not without reason. At the end of it, there's just too much liquidity, and it's the oxygen that's providing the whole stock market across the world to breathe in a very fresh way. So there is now elevated money liquidity flooding the whole stock market, and everybody is just afraid that they will miss out these opportunities. Everyone is chonging into the stock market right now. So that's the explanation behind this entire bull run. Now, interest rates are coming down and expected to come down more as Donald Trump put more pressure onto the Federal Reserve, and he's arm twisting Jerome Powell and slapping all the people who are not compliant to him in a terrible way. So now we talk about the wall of worries that I'm concerned with, that everybody seems to be ignoring. To start off, the Russian-Ukraine war have no end in sight. So Donald Trump has outright tried very hard to bring the war to an end, but he couldn't, right? And he's outright now accused Putin, and he says that he's very disappointed with Putin, although he's a friend of his. I don't know whether about friend or no friend, but he certainly can't seem to arm twist Putin. And there seems to be no end to this war. And when there's no end to this war, that's not a good sign. And just recently, U.S. become the aggressor and basically, kidnapped or arrested the president of Venezuela. And now the president of Venezuela is facing charges in U.S. And Trump has outright just seized power and seize and arm twist the new administration of Venezuela and make sure that they comply with him. And more importantly, he's more or less seized control of all the oil. And Venezuela, new president have no choice but to comply. What other choice does she have? Does she want to be arrested as well? So Venezuela, no end to it. Now, so we also want to talk about Cuba. Cuba right now is come under the target side of Trump as well. Trump is now putting some pressure on Cuba as well. So Latin America right now is in not a very good shape and at risk of America exercising extraterritorial pressure on every one of them. This is almost like China in the 三国时代. The world is of mainland is split into three, right? We've got China, Russia, and US now kind of splitting the world into three and putting pressure everywhere. So we want to talk about Greenland. Now, Greenland becomes a point of reference because Donald Trump wants Greenland, outright saying, no, by hook, by crook, I want Greenland, Greenland, Greenland with my, I don't mind buying it, and if you don't sell it, I will do something about it. So who is controlling Greenland right now? Denmark. Actually, it's quite funny. Why is a very small country controlling a very big one? Historical reasons. We're not here to discuss history, but Greenland has a lot of raw materials, minerals, very strategic importance militarily, and controls a lot of shipping routes. And basically, Donald Trump outright say that, I'm gonna get it, like Libby song, it's just like, I want it, right? So he's just all land grabbing, whatever he can, right? Reasonable, unreasonable, that's not the point. Now we want to talk about Iran as well. Iran right now, the whole country is breaking out into protests as their soaring inflation and the currency collapse. And this is quite a serious problem in Iran. And there were talks that right now 500 plus deaths already in the country. And the question really is, will this cause instability in Middle East as a result, start and ignite another Middle East war of some form? I don't think so. But instability in oil exporting countries is always bad. Although while it's exporting oil, it's not exporting oil to most part of the world, except maybe to China. So I think that this issue, while it is an instability, I don't think it will cause much of a chaos to the rest of the world. Now, this is the very most concerning one. Jerome Powell has been served a subpoena, basically almost a call for an arrest to the court, and the Department of Justice is summoning him to the court to answer for some of the construction costs for the Federal Reserve building. And Jerome Powell outright said that no, I don't think this is about justice or crime being committed. It's about Donald Trump not happy that I'm not complying with his interest rate direction. So right now, because of what Trump is doing, the central bank independence in US is now being questioned, and this could have some problem in terms of monetary policy in US. It could cause some instability and some shock, although at this juncture, it has not, because yesterday the stock market went up. But in the long term, it depends, right? So there's some risk over here. But what is good is that it's clear that Donald Trump low interest rate, if we'll get his low interest rate by hook or by crook. Now this is clearly by crook. So he wants to make sure there's low interest rate in US, and as a result, global interest rate is likely to come down, and of course this will drive the whole stock market up. So with this kind of murky environment, can't see very clearly, it is nearly impossible to predict the markets. I'm sure if I think that the stock market will go up, I can come up with 10 reasons why it will go up. If I believe that the stock market will come down, I can come up with 10 reasons why it come down. So in short, it's very difficult to tell. Some people will come up with some prediction. I'll rather not, because I think that the current market now is very difficult to predict. At this juncture, fundamentals doesn't matter as much, and risk also doesn't matter as much, and I'm not too sure whether timing works as well. So it's it's likely that the market will go up some more and then may have a catastrophic U-turn to go down as well. So I don't really know what the situation is, but I'm getting ready. So the only rational strategy that I'm following is rebalancing, rebalancing, rebalancing. I've said it many, many times, rebalance. So I've also done a video on rebalancing, teaching everybody the art of rebalancing. So I won't go into that. But basically, rebalancing allows two things to happen. It takes off some pressure from the rise so that you can lock in some of your gains into more stable asset. And on the other hand, it does not take out so much that it takes away the joy of going up as well. So if the market goes up, you benefit. If the market comes down, you have some dry powder. So either way, you're doing well in a rebalancing strategy. So this is a time I want to remember, Warren Buffett, and basically he reminds everybody again and again, right? Be fearful when other people are greedy. This is a clear case where everybody is greedy right now. So now I want to say this. This does not mean that we should sell everything. It just means that we just need to be ready for a unexpected turn of events for a crash. So this way I preserve dry powder, I reduce concentration risk, and get myself ready for a crash. I spent 10 sessions educating everybody in a live stream over 10 sessions to teach everybody the kung fu of crash buying. Okay, I already finished my 10 series. I'm gonna purge some of the latest videos soon, so go watch it before it gets purged. The last tip that I have for everybody, which I think is food for thought for everybody, is this. Warren Buffett is now keeping 30% of his portfolio in cash. 30%. That's $400 billion. That's a hell of money, okay? $400 billion. Now, whether is it 400 or 300, doesn't matter. The 30% is a good gauge. So maybe you want to take a chapter from there and reevaluate whether your wealth, at least your investable wealth, is it very far away from this number. Okay. Are you over or under this mark, right? So food for thought as well. Okay. And let me know what you feel about this current bull run across the world. Okay. I'll see you in my live stream. Bye bye.